Hi, I'm Karen Nyberg, a NASA astronaut and crew member of the International Space Station. The Space Station is an amazing laboratory where we are conducting valuable research to benefit life on Earth. Our work has led to advancements in telemedicine, helping people in remote locations, helping develop important vaccines, and much, much more. As the mother of a preschooler, it means a lot to me to know that our work in space is helping all of us on Earth. For more information about the benefits of our space research, visit www.nasa.gov.
Hi, everybody. NASA's Josh Byerly here inside Mission Control. I'm joined by my friend Nicole Stott. We're going to be talking about, the Sunday is Mother's Day, and with Karen Nyberg, the PSA that you just saw here on NASA television, of course, is a mom. So we want to talk about moms in space. So why not talk to a mom who has been in space? How are you doing, Nicole?
I'm great, thanks.
Let's talk about it. There are moms and dads. Obviously, there's lots of astronauts and cosmonauts have children and families. So how different is it to commit yourself to going up into space for 5 or 6 months and to kind of prepare your family for that? It's a little bit different than just taking a road trip, right?
Yeah, it is. It's quite a bit different, but I think there's some common things like, even if you were taking a road trip or planning a vacation that was going to be fun, you're going to be engaging your family in that in some way. And
Yeah.
I think, and I see Karen doing this now too in preparation for her flight, is you want to make sure that your family is involved with that adventure that you're about to have, that experience you're about to have. And that's everything from the time that you're in training and exposing them to the different kind of training events that you participate in, the different countries that you're visiting, and meeting those people, knowing your crewmates,
Yeah.
so that they understand who you're going to be spending your time with and where you're going to be, coming over, visiting mock-ups, and just generally, I think, making them a real part of the whole experience.
How do you keep in touch with them? I mean, it's a little bit different than it used to be. You've got phones and email and internet and things like that. So does it make it easier?
It does, I think, and I think that's something that you can get used to on the ground. We travel quite a bit, training and preparation, and so you already have to be kind of creative with the way you can communicate with your family, and that's everything from Skyping to just email and phone calls and stuff. But the station has a really beautiful setup for communicating with the ground, and just like we do with the control center here, we can speak to our families on a regular basis, every day, multiple times if we wanted, with the satellite phone essentially that we have, and through email, like you mentioned. And then while I was up there, and I don't know now, maybe it's even more frequent, we had once a week video conferences with our family and other folks if we wanted to as well. So I think we're really fortunate with the way the communication system is. And I think about family members that are on deployments, military deployments, and they have so much more of a limited way to communicate with their friends and family. And I think we're honestly pretty blessed to have what we do with Station now.
So you flew up to the station back in 2009 as part of Expedition 20 and 21. Then you did 133 back in 2011. So your son was 7 back in 2009. Now he's 10. Was he mystified by it, or is it just sort of, oh yeah, mom's an astronaut? I mean, they got to get used to it at a certain point, right?
Yeah, I think they do. I think it's like any job a parent has. Sometimes your kid is going to really think it's great, and other times it's going to be like, I could care less what you're doing. You just need to go buy me that new Yu-Gi-Oh card or whatever it is. And but I had a really good time. Our family is, I think, into the space thing. My son was, I think, excited about it, and like we said, just being able to engage them. Getting over here and getting to see the mock-ups and watch some of the egress training that we do, and out at the MBL and the big suits and stuff. It's like a kid getting to see the toys that their parents get to spend some time with, and then helping them understand what you're going to be using that stuff for. And I've given a number of presentations to my son's schools and others where he's come along with me, and I think that he could do. I know he could do a better job getting up there and making that presentation and speaking very, very knowledgeably about what goes on in the space program, and the fact that as long as he's been alive, there's been this space station up there with people living and working continuously.
So whenever you're up there and you're talking to them, like how do you be mom? Like how do you check up on the schoolwork and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and have those kind of conversations?
Yeah, it's. You have to accept the fact that you're remote and you're not going to have that same, that same level of hands-on kind of input that you can down here. But I think it's kind of neat. You just get a little bit more creative. You know, you use your phone calls in a way that I think you don't always want to be focusing on, getting the homework
Yeah.
done. It needs to be kind of a bigger conversation that you have with them if they want. I
Hmm.
mean, he might want to be going out and riding his bike when that phone call comes. So, you never know what's going to happen. But
Sorry, can't come to the phone.
yeah, really. Sorry, I'm in the pool right now. But yeah, it's good because I think it forces you to be creative, but you can have those same kind of conversations you do here on the ground with them over the phone, and the fact that I have also just a really supportive husband who I
Hmm.
know he was engaged and working all that while I'm not there, makes it even better and more comfortable as a person who is then in kind of a detached or,
Yeah.
not nearby kind of position.
Had he grown quite a bit by the time you got back after?
He had, and he was in the midst of losing, those front teeth and
Yeah.
everything. I got back from my first flight, and there was one still dangling. He was making sure it didn't come out until I got home, so I got to witness that. Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
So as Karen gets ready to launch, I mean, you spent, what was it, 5 months almost up there?
Yeah, a little over 3.
A
Yeah,
little
I
over 3,
didn't
that's
quite
right,
get to
because it was
5.
back
Yeah.
in '09. So does there come a time where, time sort of stands still? Does it get easier after the first few weeks, or does it speed up? Time kind of warps a little bit whenever you're up there, so.
Yeah, the time actually went by fairly quickly for
Yeah.
me. I don't know if my husband and son would say the
Yeah.
same thing with the perspective from down here, but it goes by pretty quickly, and I think it kind of stays the same, throughout. I don't feel like it ever got easier to be
Hmm.
away from my family that way. I think
Yeah.
that's the one thing that is just always there, is
Yeah.
that they're not going to be there
Yeah.
with you. And so I think you have to kind of go in, maybe accepting it is kind of a strong, way to say it, but just knowing that's the way it's going to
Yeah.
be throughout. And I remember after the 3 months when my ride STS 129 got there to bring me home, I remember thinking before they got there, I'm like, wow, I could stay up here another 3 months. This is a beautiful place to live and work. We're doing some really cool stuff. But on the other hand, I was happy that my ride got there on time
Hmm.
for mine and my family's sake to know that per the plan, I was going to be coming home
Yeah.
like was planned instead of it just kind of dragging
It's
out.
like not having a delayed flight, at the
Yeah,
airport.
yeah.
So whenever you take a look at, being up there, being away from your family and things like that, and the amount of time that you spend up there, like, how do you, whenever you come back to Earth, how do you, I guess, readjust? And also, how do you talk to your kids about, what you just did? Like, how do you
Yeah.
articulate that with them?
Well, I think that's what goes back to, again, the keeping them tied in throughout the entire
Yeah.
experience, I think is really important. So it's not a huge surprise to them what you've been doing or the kind of experience it was. I think what you try to do is in the kind of the most exciting way maybe possible, explain to them the things um, you can't show in a picture or, write down or,
Yeah.
really talk to them about, but, kind of that physical feel of being in space or that view out the window and, the kind of impression that can have on you. And,
Yeah.
maybe try to take it a little bit further and explain to them why getting to see something like that is important and why what we're doing up there is so important as well. And, hopefully they can carry that on and, share it with other folks too.
Or maybe go up there one day.
That would be awesome.
Thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by. And it's always good to talk to you, Nicole.
Yeah, you too, Josh. Thanks.
If you would like to learn more about Karen and Fyodor and the rest of the crew and Luca, you can log on to the NASA website at nasa.gov/station. These guys are getting ready to launch at the end of the month. They're down there undergoing final preparations, and their mission is going to kick off here very shortly. Thanks again.